What is this skill that Hollywood keeps using in their movies? And this skill is called an inward 360 dive roll. In this video, you're gonna learn how to do it from absolutely nothing to an absolute professional. And if you stick around to the end, I'm gonna tell you what are all the common mistakes and how to avoid them. It was a drill called kick the can. And essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our can, we're gonna set it down on the floor, and I'm gonna pretend that can is just hanging out there. We're going to bring one leg all the way forward, and then we're going to jump over that leg with a hand down. So here, kick, and up. One more time, set my can down, kick, and jump. Once we're pretty comfortable jumping to our hands from that drill, what we're gonna do is we're really gonna start to jump. Instead of having our hand down first, we're gonna start to jump to it. And this is where it gets a little dangerous. So be careful. We really wanna make sure we can jump and catch, because that's essentially what we're gonna be doing this whole video, is making sure we're jumping to our arms and that our elbows, wrists, and shoulders aren't hurting at all, and that we're strong enough to even support it without falling on our face, right? Once we know we can do that, now we can finally move on. I know I can jump over my foot, I know I can catch my hands, and now we're gonna put all of that together. What we're gonna do is we're gonna kick that can, bink, and then I'm gonna jump over this leg to my hands, and that's gonna be the starting progression. Boom, set my can down, kick, jump, and that's it. How do we go from that skill to the next one? Well, it's gonna require a little bit of bravery, okay? What we're gonna do here is, instead of just kicking the can here, we're actually going to bring this leg all the way up and as high as we feel safe to do it, while we are looking at the floor to drop our hands down. Now we're gonna start to add the kick, okay? And this is where the kick the can drill really comes together. Step, kick the can, bah, jump over, land on my feet. Now, if you notice, I didn't go very high there. You don't have to either. The cool thing about this skill is you can progress it higher and higher and higher as you feel more and more comfortable. I feel way more comfortable jumping high and doing the roll than jumping high and coming to my hands. So do with that information what you will. One more time. For this next step, what we're gonna do is, after we catch in our handstand, we're going to collapse the opposite arm of whatever foot we kicked. So in this case, I'm kicking my right foot, so I'm collapsing my left arm. And the reason for this is because we are rotating towards that right foot, and we want to keep that momentum going as we roll into the rest of our skill. Does that make sense? So, kick, catch, collapse. So if you can remember the 3 C's, kick, catch, collapse, then you'll be able to do this skill. When do we collapse? As soon as you feel like you need to. I generally do it as soon as I feel that weight catch the floor, and then I know I'm on the floor, immediately collapse, tuck my shoulder in, tuck my elbow in, and then I just kind of roll across my back. Here's what the whole skill looks like, which you've already seen, but you know, we're gonna do it again. Was I in camera on that one? I don't know. All right. I'm pretty sure I was in the camera on that one, so I'm gonna keep that one. As far as coming out of the roll, I personally, whatever shoulder I go over is the foot that I want in front when I finish the roll. So in this case, I'm rolling over my left shoulder. So I want my left foot to finish, because I want to be able to keep running out of the skill. For parkour, this is for our flow score. So this way we can maintain whatever momentum we have and in whatever direction we have, right? In stunts, who knows? You know, just do whatever the director tells you to do, or whatever the stunt coordinator tells you to do. So if you have to go up, roll, turn around, pew pew. It's not a real gun, guys, relax. You really just need to figure out what is your goal with this skill, what is the outcome, what do you need? And in the ending, you can really morph into whatever it is that you need for your goal, for your line, for your director, stunt coordinator, action film, whatever. I promised you if you stayed to the end, we would go over some of these common mistakes. So let's get into that. Now, common mistake number 1 is jumping with the foot, not against the foot. Sometimes people will confuse this inward 360 with, I mean, technically it's also an inward 360, but it's not the same skill. Common mistake number 2 is not pulling that shoulder in, or not pulling it in enough, really is what it is. So what'll happen sometimes is they'll hit this like meaty deltoid part of their shoulder instead of back here on their back where their scapular lays flat, and that's kind of where we really want to be aiming this skill, is back here. You ever wake up randomly one morning and your shoulder just kind of hurts because you slept on it all weird? It's the same idea. When your shoulder drives into the floor, it's gonna hurt, right? So let's not do that. We really want to aim for this meaty portion of our back. Third common mistake is not hollow positioning when you do the roll. So what'll happen sometimes is some people will complain that they just hit their butt and they kind of land flat on their back. And the reason for that is because when they land, instead of hollowing in their position here and allowing this rocking motion to happen, what's going on is they're keeping their back super arched. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna pull the mid of your back forward up towards the sky, and that's gonna push your butt to the floor. So instead of getting this nice rock position, you get this arched. Ouch. I'm not doing that again. Yeah, it hurts, obviously. Don't arch your back when you're doing your rolls. Round your back when you're doing your rolls. Common mistake number 4, not having a purpose outside of their roll. They kind of just do the roll and then they get up and they're kind of, oh, where am I going? Where am I at? A good way to fix this is knowing where your line is. And I don't mean like your parkour line, I mean literally draw a line on the floor, an imaginary line on the floor, and try to stay along that orientation. Because what'll happen is if I'm doing my inward 360 dive roll and this leg goes this way, but I'm trying to get over to that side of the of like the whatever, then you know you're not lined up correctly, right? Those are the common mistakes for all of these for all of these skills, at least not all of them, but some of the more common ones. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Give me a like, comment, subscribe, something down below, turn the bell notification on, and comment the word banana pudding. Tell me how much you like banana pudding down in the comment section below if you made it to this far in the video. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Train safe. And you can also tell me if there's any other skills you want to learn. I have some packed up for you, ready to go. And you're going to get more videos rolling out every Saturday. I don't know. Have a good one, I guess. Train safe. I think that's it. How long did that take me? Brother, Dylan, that took you 30 minutes. 30 minutes to film a video. No more excuses about why it takes so long to get stuff done. You got it? 30 minutes. Go film another one.